The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network has been brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guy. It's me, really real, feeling real, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Scott. I mean, when you're right, you're just right, right? It was a good day. It was a good day last time out. Phoenix Mercury. I mean, slaughter. Slaughter. Did you ever feel comfortable about the Liberty in that game?
No, that's why we took the Mercury to win the game.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes when I bet against the Liberty, I'd be really cool if the Liberty proved me wrong. Like, oh, okay, this team is really good with these injuries. That means they're going to be so good when everybody else is back. No.
Besides the injuries, people don't realize the superpowers that the Mercury get when they play in their home arena.
Yeah, the Valley is crazy. Shout out to my friend Cabrina who has season tickets over there at the Valley with her boyfriend. They go to the games all the time. She was it was last year, Scott, where she told me the Mercury were going to win the championship.
Okay. They look good now. To that much. I'm not saying they're going to win the whole thing, but they look better now.
It looks better a year later.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. What else happened? Aaliyah Boston had a game over there in Dallas too. That was crazy. But here we are. Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, the wings stink. I'm not doing that again. But an Angel research, so that worked out well.
That was my dog.
Yeah, she cashed the ladder for us basically because I took the default line, you took the alt line, but
and
yeah,
we still left some money out on the table there for the people.
We did. I think she finished with like 15 in that game.
18? I think it was 18.
It was 18 in the end.
Yeah, I think it was like.
To be honest, once she went over, I kind of stopped following because you could tell the Valkyries were going to win. They didn't cover though, but either way, point is Angel got the job done for us.
First half, either won or push. You either got 4.5 or you got a flat 5. I don't think I saw any 5.5s out there.
She had 18 rebounds. Yeah, you're right. So either way, it flew over. That was never in doubt. But yeah, the wings, not good at all. So there you go. That was definitely the game that I was hoping to kind of pick the spot correctly, fading the Fever on a back-to-back, trying to back the wings with rest advantage. But you can't account for bad teams. Unless they're playing the Mystics the game after, apparently. Then they woke up. So I don't really know what happened, but they lost to the Fever handily, and then they ended up winning without Paige. So I don't really know what happened there, but whatever. I'll take the split.
All right. Let's see here. 5 games on a slate here today.
Yep.
Pretty big stuff. All right, let's get to it. But first, gotta talk to everybody about the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. NASCAR's in-season tournament, and we are running a free contest for it. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NASCAR contest for your chance to win a $200 gift card, and make sure you subscribe over there to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. All right. Let's see here, Scott. Starting things out early, actually in a couple hours here on a Sunday. The New York Liberty going up against the Atlanta Dream on the road in Atlanta.
I do want to quickly point out, by the way, as you're doing the read, I'd like to shout out the WNBA for finally staggering the start time of these damn games. Yeah. I appreciate it. You got a 3 o'clock, a 4 o'clock, a 6 o'clock, a 7 o'clock, and an 8:30. Is it that complicated? Is it that complicated to do this more often? Instead of having 3 games on the card all start at 10? I appreciate you spreading out the actual start times of the game. So, anyway, sorry to interrupt. I wanted to mention that.
No, it's all good. Atlanta Dream, welcome in the New York Liberty. Atlanta Dream are catching 1.5 here. Opened up at 4.5 Liberty. I didn't see that ever, Scott, but it says here that it opened up 4.5 Liberty. 164.5 is the total. Is there anything? Let me check Underdog. Just make sure Underdog, because Sabrina, a sneaker. I'm out in there, very, very just out of nowhere. Oh, Haley Jones just got released by the Wings.
Yeah.
Um,
You know,
I
you
don't
know, you know
see.
who's the real winner in that situation?
You said what?
You know who's the real winner in that situation?
Who?
Haley Jones. Doesn't have to play for Dallas anymore. She's the real winner in that
I
situation.
walked into that. I could have guessed that one.
Yeah.
I could have guessed that one. All right. Nothing new here. Still no Jocko Jones. Still no Leone Fibich for the New York Liberty. And everybody's good to go for the Atlanta Dream. Yeah. Dream team total over. Dream basically everything. One, the Atlanta Dream like to give the Liberty a game
They do.
regardless of situation. They
They
love to give the
they
Liberty a
did
game.
fall apart in the fourth quarter last meeting, but they were there. They hung around the entire game.
Yep. And so now it's like, where are the stops coming from? Like, you're just not they're not getting enough defensive stops. And at this point, the points per game numbers have to be completely horrid for the New York Liberty. I don't know what we're supposed to expect them to do here in this spot. Atlanta is very, very good inside the post. Bree Jones has been a monster. They don't have anybody that matches up with Bree Jones. Because they don't have anybody that matches up with Bree Jones, it also makes it really, really tough to guard Brittany Griner as well. So, like, what is the defensive adjustment for them to make? Because I think Naira Sabli she's got to start, because you got to match her up with Bree Jones. But like, I
Mhm.
don't know what she's going to be able to do with her. I don't know if she can keep up with her. So,
And the rebounding's problematic too. So
and then you have Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray, and now who's guarding them? Like, Leonie Fibich is helping you out, taking one of those off your hands. Natasha Cloud can handle maybe Alicia Gray, but like the size difference between Ryan Howard, I think that's going to be an issue. So if Sabrina is forced to guard either one of them, and honestly, that's what they should do. What the Thunder did in the finals, take J Dub and SGA and just keep constantly getting the switch on Neesmith. Take Alicia Gray, take Ryan Howard, keep constantly getting the switch on Sabrina, and whoever's got Sabrina, all right, you're the one getting the ball, you're the one scoring. So I don't know. I don't know what the Liberty are supposed to do defensively to get a stop on the Dream here.
yeah, I see AO mentioning if Sabrina's hurt. She has not looked good the last couple games, so yes, I do believe she's playing through something at this point in time, which is not ideal. Once again, when you're already missing John Quell, and of course you're looking at Sabrina being the main guard on that team. If she's also banged up, then you're going to have problems and multiple positions, key positions for this team. I'm going to go with the Dream as well. It feels kind of similar to what we talked about for the Mercury game last time out, even though the Mercury at home, I think, are better than the Dream are. But look, the Dream, they almost beat the Lynx. It was a competitive game. The game went to overtime. They just fell a bit short. But the Dream are a team that I think are playing down to competition, but they also play up to competition.
Yep.
And the Liberty have lost 3 of their last 4 games. They've not been playing great either. I mean, the Dream did lose to the Wings in whatever that game was. Almost beat the Lynx. The first meet in the season, they lost by 5 in New York. Important game for both teams, and they choked away the fourth quarter. There might be a chip on their shoulder after letting the first game get away from them. I'll go Dream with you. I think the Liberty have not shown me enough to be a favorite in this game personally. I'll go Dream, and I think I'll go. The total's tricky though because the Liberty offensively might struggle in this matchup, but the defense for the Dream has been a bit up and down lately. I might go with the under on the total. I'm not going to bet that.
Yeah.
I prefer the side. I'll go with the Dream.
Dream team total over, Dream money line. I won't play with the Liberty side of the ball, because this could be a game where Sabrina just goes nuclear,
Yeah.
and it's Sabrina, and I'm pretty sure Brianna Stewart. Let's go look at the numbers while we talk about player props right now. But I'm pretty sure Brianna Stewart has pretty big games against the Atlanta Dream as well. So maybe there is an offensive explosion from the Liberty here, but I just don't think that they're going to have enough. Like, especially if they're clicking on all cylinders and the Dream are hitting their shots. And I think this is going to get ugly for the Liberty. It really, really can, man. That last game, I said I thought it would get ugly with the Mercury. I think this one can get ugly too,
Yeah.
especially the travel coming from Phoenix going to Atlanta, still on the road here. It's just really not a good spot for them. Let's see. Player props. What we like here, Scott?
Well, I do want to ask you though if we are picking the Dream to go nuts. I mean, you've been the whisperer of either Alicia or Ryan Howard.
I
So
wouldn't
what's
say a
the?
whisperer, but
You're doing better than I am when it comes to trying to pick which one's going to show up today. So
okay. Let's first go to last game and let's reevaluate what happened last game with the two because that matters. So where we at in that Lynx game? We had oh man, oh yeah, the feed was going crazy in that game. So
hmm,
so nobody shot the ball well. I remember because it was basically like the bigs that were running the game. But Alicia Gray did get 17 points. See, these are the games that are annoying when they're both 4 for
yeah.
11, 4 for 14, 17, 15 points. Those are the ones that are very, very annoying. So Ryan, not good history recently against the Liberty. But I think it's Ryan. I just don't know. She has a size matchup, and Phoebich is long, so like it's easier for Phoebich to guard her. But Alicia Gray, I think that going up against Natasha Cloud is probably a fair matchup. I'm gonna say it's the Ryan Howard day.
Okay.
Even though Ryan doesn't have the good history recently with the Liberty, only 2 of her last 5 games she's gone over her point spot. No, only one of the last 5 games she gone over her points prop. I think this is the one. I think with the no Jonquel Jones on the inside, no Phoebich Gardner on the perimeter, she can do something.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Natasha. Yes, she was very good against the Mercury last time out. That was the revenge game that we did talk about briefly. I still like the under 12.5 PR for her in this matchup. She has still not been particularly good at scoring or rebounding recently. She had 14 in the last game against the Mercury. She was 5 of 11 from the floor. But
Hmm.
before that, she has gone under this number in, what was that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the last 12 games. So I do think that it's a good spot to fade Cloud. She has gone under this number in 3 of the last 4 against the Dream. Not even close, actually. She's at a less than 10 PR in 3 of the last 4 against the Dream. So I do think Cloud might struggle. She's not a good rebounder anyway, and the points have been pretty quiet for the most part. They did play once again a couple of weeks ago, and in that game, Cloud ended up having 7 points and 1 rebound. So give me the under on Cloud at 12.5 PR at minus 110.
All right, Scott. Sabrina's rebounds and assists are back at 8.5. Go ahead and bet it.
Okay.
So the number on her rebounds assists, like there's games where there's a 7 rebounds and assists, 6, 8, stuff like that. I just want everybody to know those games, her line has never been at 8.5. It's been at by the time it's gotten to those games, like she just had 12, 12, 11, and then had that 7. When I'm because I'm constantly watching this line. It was at 9.5, 10.5, and she'll go under. They'll drop it to 8.5. And I'm telling you, every single game I've seen it at 8.5 is hit. And then
Mhm.
they bring it back up and then it doesn't hit. But when it gets down to 8.5, it hits. I don't know why, but throw Sabrina rebounds and assists 8.5 back on the card.
I can get behind that.
All right. And then yeah, Stewie. Stewie's just been so good with Jockwell out. Like that's just what it is. I don't Stewie's been really, really good with Jockwell out. 17, 23, 18, 35, 23, 24. She's been getting it done. And I wouldn't say it's an MVP campaign, but it's one of those like clear cut. She's still an all-star, and even though a lot of people aren't talking about her, she's still really, really good. So I think Stewie can have a pretty good day here.
I mean, I think Stewie's going to have a solid day if they have any chance. And you're looking at Stewie, who's been pretty good since John Quell ended up getting injured. I don't mind Stewie as well. The rebounds are still a bit up and down for me.
Yeah.
But do you think the Dream dominate the boards, or do you think the Liberty keep it
Oh
somewhat
no,
respectable?
no, the
Because,
dream. I
yeah.
think Bree Jones. What's Bree Jones double double at?
So Bree Jones double for the game. Sorry, just trying to pull that up.
Let's see,
Her,
because
her rebounds are at 7.5 plus money. So double is actually a plus 370.
yeah, that's for 7. Bree Jones over 7.5 rebounds. The Liberty are just inept to rebounding, and
Yeah.
they give it up. And so I would even and Ryan Howard. If you want to play that Ryan Howard play and play the 4.5 rebounds, Ryan Howard is a very good rebounder from the guard position. Her RA has been really, really good this season overall. So PRA, I would like all of that for Ryan Howard, but The Liberty are just really bad rebounding the basketball. They give up extra possessions. Bree Jones very good. If you saw her in the last game against the Lynx, she was very good on the offensive glass, and so that's gonna be a heel for them. So yeah, I like Bree Jones go over that 7.5 rebounds, and you can ladder that
Yeah.
for sure. There's an issue. I'm really interested to see what the official lineup is going to be for the Liberty because I think they have to move Naira Sabali back in the starting lineup.
They got to try something. What they're doing right now is not working.
They keep moving, they keep shifting it around, moving and playing around, trying to like find the right fit. But Sabali's got to be in the starting lineup in this game. Like has to. They got to have
At
about
least for
50
size or even energy, they need something there from the front court.
Yeah. But I understand tinkering with it, but that's also, and this is also another conversation that people aren't having of how I think we talked about it years past. We really don't think that Bree Jones, I'm not Bree Jones, but Sandy Brondello is really that great of a coach.
No, I think that she's in a tough spot now because Sabrina's injured and John Quell's going to be out, and you're looking at them being a bit shorthanded. But yeah, we have not exactly been big fans of Sandy. I'm not going to hit the panic button on the Liberty this season, though. Of course, they were really good when healthy, so I'm not going to overreact to it. But do I trust her ability to make adjustments to deal with this really bad situation? Not really. I don't.
Mhm.
So it's kind of where I'm at.
All right. One last thing for Mal. She said home road splits for uh about the same for Ryan. Things don't really change up for her home or road. Slightly better on the road, believe it or not. But rather straight. Ryan typically just scores whenever. It's weird with her sometimes. All right. Where are we at? Next, so before we get to the next game, gotta talk to you about mybookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course your NFL futures. They accept customers from a ton of different locations, so go check, make sure you're supported, and easy deposit using lightning fast payouts and cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, and get your 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Also brought to you by Circle Resort and Casino at Las Vegas. Ultimate fantasy football experience where a 12-team league can draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs. You can get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. You can always get 15% off all Circle properties with promo code SGP15. Last chance to enter. Circle Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circle, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Who's next? Did you used to watch Hip Hop Harry?
I did not.
Where the kids would be in the circle and Harry would be like, go, 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 go. Who's next? And then they get in and they start breakdancing, but like because they're kids, the dancing was horrible.
I don't know why, but when you said go, 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 that kind of sounded like they had the same beat as Crisscross.
Go, go,
Yeah, like Crisscross will make you jump, jump, like that kind of vibe there.
jump, jump.
Yeah,
It's probably what they probably had some type of,
that was a kid show.
Yeah, Hip Hop Harry.
I was gonna
Hip-Hop
say
Harry.
that sounds like that's Barney, but not actually Barney.
Oh, it was a somebody in the costume and stuff like that. If you look him up, he actually like
Wait,
looks kind of
costume.
scary.
There
Yeah,
was
like
there was a guy in there.
yeah, it
There
was a
wasn't an
guy.
actual dinosaur going around. There was a guy in there.
No, it was
That's
a
a
guy in
shame.
there.
Damn,
Yeah,
you're
I
ruining
think
my
Hip Hop
childhood
Harry was
one
like
day
a
at a time.
bear. I think he was
Yeah,
a bear.
that wasn't an actual bear. That was a guy in the costume. That sucks.
Nah, it wasn't an actual bear.
Damn,
Sparks.
just
Hey,
sabotaging my
look,
childhood.
Ken, Ken knows who you're talking about. Yeah, Edwin, why'd you lie?
I've
Edwin
heard
loved
of Hip Hop Harry before, but I was once again. I think I grew up more in a Barney household growing up.
Okay. I love you.
Yeah,
And
something
you
like that.
love me. And now they make scary movies like that. It's crazy.
Well, that and you also have the dubbed over clips from Barney with actual like rap music and stuff, where he's just like basically crip walking
Mhm.
to like beats. Those are
Yeah.
all very good, very good videos. But anyway,
Shout out to that TikTok edits.
yeah.
Chicago Sky on the road going to play the Los Angeles Sparks. Sparks laying 8.5 here at home. 167.5 is total. This game just happened very recently where the Sparks were able to blow a 3-quarter lead, basically, and blew it in the fourth quarter.
The lead was already blown. They just didn't realize it yet.
Yeah.
So there
And
you
it
go.
was like the whole time I was watching, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to end well for them. All right.
What a horrible team.
We have no Camila Cardoso. She's overseas. I feel like there's somebody that I'm forgetting that's not listed here.
Well, of course, for the Sparks, you still have no Brink, no Burrell. I see Sims, though, might be back in this game. She's trending towards returning today. She's probable.
Yes.
So that would be a
Yes.
nice boost for the Sparks.
And then
That's all I got.
nothing else. Yeah, nothing else for this guy. It was just Camilla. So Camilla's not playing. Oh, I do have a starting lineup for this guy. I gotta find it. They did announce who they were starting, and it was very weird. Uh, it just seems like they're just trying anything out here. Yeah, so they're going to be starting Rachel Banham, Ariel Atkins, Rebecca Allen, Michaela Onyenwere, and then Angel Reese. Okay, maybe this. It's just so hard. If you take the Sparks, take them in the first half. Don't even play around with the second half. If you're going to take the Sparks in this game, just take them in the first half.
Is this game drop worthy?
Yeah,
I think it is.
yeah.
So
Where's that? Let me see. Let me pull that up. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's the principles. I can't lay 7.5 here.
9-22 against these two teams. 9-22. Yeah, there's no reason that you should be laying this big of a number with a team that folds in the fourth quarter. I understand that. I do think that the Chicago Sky are going to look horrible in this game. I don't even know if they practiced this lineup. I've never seen this lineup before. I don't think I've ever seen Michaela Onyenwere at the 4. And that's effectively what she's at. You're telling me that your counter for De'Erica and Azare is Angel and Michaela Onyenwere? No. Yeah. I really think this could get ugly. I really do. But I have no reason to trust the Sparks in the fourth quarter. So if I were to play the Sparks in any capacity, it could only be the first half. Only the first half. And I would lay the 4 with the Sparks in the first half.
The last time they played, or at least the first two meetings, I mean, you have seen double-digit wins. The Sky did win at home about 5 days ago by 11. Sparks won at home about a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
and that one ended up landing 169. I like the over in the game again. I know Cardoso being out could impact the offense, but the fact is, each of the first two meetings did land at least 169. The game 5 days ago did land 283. I mean, 183, sorry. You had 169 and 183. So why would I not just take the over again?
Yeah.
These teams don't guard anybody. I expect pace to play a factor. I expect to see points. So I like the over in this game. But I also like the Sky. I think they're live to win the game.
If I were to play it, I would only play it the Sparks team total over, or that first half team total over. I don't know what I can expect from this guy in this game. I understand the Sparks defense is horrible, but this could be just the Sky's inept. Like, how are they going to get offense here?
Mm.
I don't know how they're going to be able to score. Like maybe Ariel does her thing, but like
they get offense solely through the Sparks' bad defense. That's basically it.
And I just don't know if this is the lineup for that. I really don't. I'm very curious on how this is going to play out, because if these are the starters, that means Haley's coming off the bench and playing minutes. You got E. Will. And why would you not start E. Will? No. Why are you not starting E? No, I'm sorry. I'm not on the Sky at all. This is going to look horrible, Scott. This is going to be bad. Why are you not starting E. Will? Why? You're going up against Azare Stevens and De'Erica Hamby, and you're going to throw Michaela Onyenwere out there at the 4, and you have E. Will on the bench, who is a amazing defender. I can't do anything with the Sparks. I can't do anything with this guy here. So is Sparks team total over any capacity? I'll play the Sparks in the first half. I won't lay the 8.5 because I just don't trust them in the fourth quarter. And maybe by that point he makes the adjustment of realizing, oh wait, we're getting destroyed because they have actual bigs and we have undersized center and Michaela Onyenwere as our starting front court. So yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, good point. It is an early game on the West Coast. You don't start Elizabeth Williams. You don't know. She's a star. She was a starter in the league. The injury is the only thing that pushed her out, but the level of defense and the scoring that she's going to be able to give them in actual and it being an actual big, I have no faith that Tyler Marshall is going to do anything right this game. This might be the LA revenge game here. Player props.
I'm going back to Angel Reese.
Got to.
No reason not to. We bumped up to 12.5. I don't really care. She's had at least 17 rebounds in 3 straight games. So she
Mhm.
finally has ramped up the rebounding to the extreme that we saw last year. And it's still not properly priced. The Sparks are not a good rebounding team. They're allowing the 4th most rebounds per game to opposing centers. I do think you're looking at a spot where Reese should be able to get a bunch of uncontested rebounds, win or lose. And they faced all 5 days ago, and she had 17 rebounds. So
Mhm.
give me the over 12.5.
Yeah, that's like that. Rakia. Hmm. Mm, I don't know
I
because
mean, you're
there's a
picking
lot
the
of back
Sparks, so
out.
somebody's got to do something. We have no faith in Plum. So, Hamby?
No, Plum could still have a good day.
I know she can, but I'm just saying I have
And
no
she
faith in
and she
Plum.
did get the 20 points from me last time against the Sky. It was at death, but
Yeah.
she
To be,
did
to
get
be
it.
fair, she has had at least 20 points in 4 of the last 6. She's had
And
at
it's
least
at
20
18 and
points
a
in 2
half.
straight. Yeah, 18.5. It is actually a bettable number for Plum.
Yeah, she can get over. She can get over 18 and a half. I like Plum. Maybe add a assist to it if you're a little bit nervous. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with the Sky. I just don't know. I don't know what this lineup is, and it's probably not gonna. I can't imagine that he goes a long time with just having Angel Reese as the only big out there going up against Hamby and Azare. So I'm gonna go Hamby again and say that she has another big day and she does it all. She passes out of the post, she scores, she rebounds. Just add the PRA for
Anything else you want to add for this?
her. I don't. I think so. I think I'm. Yeah, I think I'm good. All right.
All right.
Next up, Las Vegas Aces on the road going to play the Phoenix Mercury. Mercury laying 6.5. 167.5 is the total. Mm, don't think it's anything on the injury report here. All right. It's rough sledding, rough stuff in Vegas. Very, very rough stuff. Shouts out to the Mystics for winning that game, by the way.
I'm going to ask, though, for the Aces, have you noticed even any progress with this team? Because they look the exact same for the last,
From,
month,
yeah,
with all the flaws as well.
yeah.
And you figure, once again, I'm not going to fully blame Becky Hammond for the situation. It could just be a bad roster fit, too. But as
Hmm.
the elite coach in the league, you figure they would try something new. It feels like they're just running back the same thing every single game, and they're just handing out wide open shots. At some point, don't you have to try to seriously tinker with the lineup, or do you think it just doesn't matter? Because they look the same as they have been for the last month or so. Couple good wins there, beat the Fever, etc. But I thought they would try to shake some things up.
You know what? You know what I think the missing piece is? They needed Cheyenne Parker Tyus not to be pregnant.
Just for the actual depth in the front court.
Yes, we know that she can defend, a willing defender, and we know that she can give them that additional post scoring that they really need. Cheyenne and that's what really made me excited about the team is the fact that they got Cheyenne Parker Tyus coming over from Atlanta, but
It's ugly.
it looks bad. I had no intention of coming up here and taking the Aces today. I really didn't. I won't like
In Phoenix,
At.
I don't have that plan.
At has been playing like on an all pro level.
I saw somebody mentioning in the comment section if AT's got a shot at MVP. Look, we like AT. We got hosed on our MVP a couple years ago. In reality, I don't think there's enough media hype around her at this point in time, unless Collier gets hurt. Clark's been banged up and she has not been playing that well lately, but Kaylin would get the hype anyway. I just don't think the Sun. I don't think that the Mercury are getting enough buzz, which would eventually get her an MVP award this year. But she can maybe sneak her way into being a finalist. But I don't see that being a realistic outcome for the award. Is that fair?
I think, yeah, no, I think that I think I give her a little bit more credit. I think this is how you play it if you want to make money on AT MVP. You need to be prepared to sell the ticket. You need to get in on the number now. I think it was 120 to 1 or something
Yeah.
like that.
It will
She
definitely drop.
will, and she will be a finalist. Phoenix Mercury are 12-4. They're trending to be one of the best teams in the league. It is very clear cut. The only thing is that she hasn't had a. We're not talking about triple double, but she just had a 17, 9, and 15 game.
Yeah.
And
Which
if you
nobody
look at,
acknowledged, by the way. That just was not brought up at all by like anybody.
she missed games and she's still leading the league in total assists. You look at the assist numbers that she's had in the last 5 games, they're 15, 8, 7, 11, 13. She's has 2 15 assist games this season.
Yeah. She's been a monster. The question, though, is with Fee being this big of a favorite, is there a realistic outcome where she can surpass Fee?
No, you
I
need
don't.
to
I don't think so. You
you
need
need
Fee to get hurt.
you need all you need is you need some other better to believe in Alyssa Thomas more than you.
Yeah.
That's it. You need some other better to believe in Alyssa Thomas more than you, and you'll be able to make money off the ticket. But it's not going to happen. And we had a season. We had the season where she was going to get her MVP, and they stole it from her and
Yeah.
gave it to Breanna Stewart. Which, as much as I love Stewie, I'll never forgive her for that.
But we're in agreement, though. That price will definitely drop. So if you want to sell it down the road, that's possibly an option. But I don't see a world where she actually wins the award personally.
Satu is having a good year too.
And Helms mentioned that AT was also out, and the record was still good. So yeah, there are arguments to be made against her, but her price is definitely too long right now. But it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's Fee. Like whatever MVP is Fee. Like
Yeah.
and from what she just did coming back from injury and how she played against the Dream, it's Fee. Like I just can't. Fee has to get hurt. Like I can't see Fee falling off a cliff and blowing this at all.
Yeah,
really
me
can't.
too. And of course, the Lynx are really, really good.
Yep, it's the year of Fee. I called it. It's the year of Fee. All right. With that being said, yeah, I prefer to talk about Alyssa Thomas's MVP odds than talking about the Las Vegas Aces.
Well, that could segue into what we're going to talk about. That could segue into some props because AT's been going crazy. Do you want to go for her RA in this? You want to go for anything involved with her? Because
You can play any way. You can play just individual props. You can play the RA, PRA, all that. She's been literally cashing every number, and they haven't been willing to really move it. And so another really good AT assist game on here. I like the RA. I think that's good. She's been rebounding in basketball great. She just cashed up to 9 for me last game, and that was super plus money. She was at 6.5 last game on the rebound, Scott. I think we talked about it. Went up and laddered it. She got up to 9. So
yeah, for AT assist, by the way, last meeting this season, she had 13. So if you want to go for 8.5, it's minus 118.
I can't even say the Aces getting disrespected because it's like
I don't think they're very good.
They just haven't been playing well, and they're coming off a loss to the Mystics, which is like, and the Mystics then turn around and go lose to Dallas. So like, yeah, man, nah.
I think the argument I'd make about the Aces is if you want to actually trust the Aces for once, take their team total.
Yeah, and
Like
just
I'm
play
not going to
that.
bother trusting that defense, but if they're going to win, they have to score.
Yeah,
That's how you back the Aces. That's
I can't
basically
see
it.
them. I can't see them getting stops here and making this an under game. So it has to be them scoring.
Yeah.
All right, now we can talk about player props.
I mentioned before, if you want to go for AT assists, it's at 8.5.
Mhm.
They only scored 76 in the first games, and not even a big offensive explosion. And she's
It
still
was
she's
it
still at
was
13.
outs and it was a lot of outs on both sides of the ball that game. I don't think Asia did not play in that game. And then somebody, I think Kalia Copper was still out
Yeah.
for the Mercury in that game. And no, Copper did play. Copper did play. So the Mercury actually, and they still had Lexi held at that point too. So they were actually pretty full strength for the Phoenix Mercury, but there was no Asia Wilson. And maybe that's where people are saying, hey, maybe the number, because they had a 6-point game without Asia and they have Asia now. And so if you made that argument, I couldn't say anything about it because it'd be true. Like it was a 6 point game still, and I don't think they ended up covering. No, Phoenix was laying 4.5 there, so Phoenix did end up covering a number, but they wouldn't have covered this number. So if you say that, I understand, but it's also Phoenix at home now, which is another animal.
My main point, though, is that they scored 76 points, not impressive, and AT still had 13 assists. So I think that 8.5 is just too low of a number for her.
Yes,
I saw that her RA was 16.5. I don't mind that either, but I think it's more assist based for me.
yes, I am on the over 167.5. Christian, you on over, Scott?
Yeah, I'm not taking the under.
All right. Let's see. Back to player props. We talked about AT.
Satu,
Who
17.5.
I'm afraid of Satu being in foul trouble
Okay.
because Asia's gonna go at her, and this just seems like it would be the not great matchup where Asia goes off and has this big game. And if she really just continues to punish and go at Satu's she bites on those fouls. She really does. And that's a really tough aspect of her game, but she really puts herself in foul trouble and just doesn't find rhythm sometimes. So I don't know if I want to play Satu in this game, but it's not because of the talent. I think she absolutely has the talent where she can go at this Aces defense and score over this number. I'm just a little bit concerned of, man, if this is the foul trouble game, that's really going to kill this prop and make me really annoyed.
Yeah, I don't see many props I'm actually tempted by for this matchup. If you wanted to argue, maybe for Loxa, she's actually been really good lately.
Mm-hmm.
Loxa's had at least 11 points in 4 straight, and her line's at 9.5 plus 120 on the 9.5,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a very solid deal. I know Underdog, for example, is 8.5. If you want to go for that instead, but either way, I don't mind maybe going for Loxa to go over or higher on her points. That could be an option, but I feel like I'm kind of grasping at straws.
I want Jackie Young over 19.5 PRA.
Okay.
Or wait, no, that's points and assists. Let me get the RA too, just in case. Oh no, the points and assists been low key a little bit better. All right, yeah, 19.5 points and assists. And it's just because she's been constantly having a ball in her hand, constantly doing a lot for this team, especially with the fact of everybody sucks.
Hmm.
And she's been the most consistent thing going. So it is a Russian roulette though, playing. Is it Jewel? Is it Gray? Is it Young? Who's it going to be that day? So very rough sledding for the Las Vegas Aces right now, but I do think the game goes over. So there's probably some props to be played here. All right. Before we get to the last two games on the slate, gotta talk to the people about Underdog Fantasy. We're gonna drop our Underdog lineup at the end of the show, so make sure you stick around. But they also have best ball going on for the NFL season. $15 million in prizes and $2 million to me and Scott when we win first place. You all are playing for second, but if you think you can do better, go play some Underdog Fantasy and try to get in and win that prize. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the way to go. Head over there to Underdog Fantasy. Promo code NBA SGPN. Claim a special pick and a first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, and they just dropped their game-changing feature called Power Trends AI Detected Patterns, where Rhythm's models have consistently won and have a high ROI. They're updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data bet. So download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. 7-day free trial over there at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right. Connecticut Sun are on the road going to play the Minnesota Lynx. Lynx had an amazing game against the Atlanta Dream. It was so good. They were up, and then they let the Dream win a quarter, win
Mhm.
a quarter, win another quarter, force it to overtime.
Shout out to Ryan Howard for that final possession of regulation.
We had everybody chirping, feed in faces. Nas Hillman going at feed, going at each other. Oh man, it was just a great game.
Did you see that final possession from Howard to end regulation?
Uh, no,
She did absolutely nothing for about 8 seconds.
I'm weak.
She just dribbled in the same spot and then tried to lean in to like chuck up a 3-pointer. Wasn't even close. It's just a
Oh,
horrible possession to end regulation.
I
So
saw the what I did see in that game was it looked like that yet again, the Minnesota Lynx defense finds ways to wake up in moments,
Yeah,
but then just disappear. And I think
definitely
that's
true.
and I think that's really, really crazy. Is like because you see it a moment, they'll get a bunch of defensive possessions, they'll get turnovers, and they'll look really, really good. And then it's like there's something not clicking there, but it's not clicking enough where I think that they're absolutely going to take this opportunity and beat the shit out of the Connecticut Sun today. Oh my gosh. Like I saw enough mistakes in that game because they were up big early and they just let them hang around, hang around, hang around. The dream just didn't give up. Battling back in the game, back in the game, back in the game. Bree Jones is a monster on the inside. Bree Jones hoops like how my mom used to hoop when I was like 6. And she'd be like, "All right, you want to play 1-on-1?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." And she just backs you down in the pose. Big boy you. She might miss the layup, but she snatches that joint down and goes back up with it. Like that was some really, really tough hoops.
Is
And
that why you're podcasting now?
yeah,
Okay.
because my mom beat me in the hoops at 6 in the driveway. Yep, 100%. But I don't think that Connecticut has any of that.
No,
Like they don't have a Bree Jones anymore. They don't have any of that.
I want to give them a shout out though for backdooring that spread against the Storm because the Storm stopped carrying in the fourth quarter. It's a
Yep.
cover. You had no chance of winning.
I knew I didn't feel good about Storm.
Yeah,
I feel great about the Minnesota Lynx covering 20 and a half. I this sounds completely different than what I've been talking about the last two Connecticut Sun spreads. I feel great about the Lynx covering this game because literally everything that it took for Atlanta to battle back in that game against the Dream, against the Lynx, the Sun have literally no aspects of that to do. If they go down big in this game, there's no coming back for them.
I'm still wondering because of the fact that Mabry we know can be a polarizing player. They're not going to win a game with her being out, right?
Hold on.
I mean, they're getting 15 plus in almost every game. They can't score.
Uh,
They can't defend. Are they going to lose like 15, 20 in a row? You could argue against a
uh,
bad team, maybe they'll find a way to win one, but this losing streak can get very,
so
very long. They're at 8 already. They could end up at like 20. Like this could be a long one.
all right. So here's their schedule for July.
Okay.
Home to Vegas, home to Seattle, road to Seattle, road to LA, home to the Fever, home to LA, home to the Valkyries, home to the Sun. I mean, not Sun. I'm sorry. Home to the Storm, and then that's it.
But that's
So
kind of the
in
point, though, is you're looking at those 2 games against the Sparks because they're psycho teams, and that's basically it.
that's literally only. Those are the only two
But they're
games.
dogs. They're going to be massive dogs in every single game. They're 2-14. It's not unheard of to think this team might lose 20 games in a row. Like this is one of the worst teams that we've seen. Easily the worst team in the league right now. And the last couple of scores, Storm by 16, they were down by about 30. The Aces beat them by what felt like 30. They lost to Golden State by 24. Dallas they lost to. That game was close, but still, this team might lose 20 games in a row. Like this team is that bad. So I'll go with the Lynx, I guess, but I'm not going to bet it.
I'm gonna bet it.
I'll go
Probably.
first half instead. Lynx show up and bury him right off the plane.
Oh man.
I think if the Lynx cover 20 and a half, they're up 15 at halftime. That's kind of my logic there. So I'll go with
Yeah.
that.
No, I like it. I like it. Yeah, no faith in Connecticut to do anything offensively here. That number has to look crazy for their team total. Let me
Yeah.
see this. What is this? What is the team total? It's got to be something insane. 67 and a half, maybe? It is 67 and a half.
Wait until halftime and take the live number at like 52 and a half. Just kidding. But
Yeah, nah. I would just play this side here. And then, I mean, I wonder what you can't fee, just fee there.
I'm concerned they bench everybody in the fourth quarter of this game. So I think I'd rather go for first half stuff. Maybe the Lynx score 50 in the first half, Suns score 30. That could be an option. But after watching the Storm take a nap in the fourth quarter, I can maybe see that happening here as well. Lynx might cover anyway. But if I told you the Lynx were up 30 after three quarters and they somehow didn't cover the
Mhm.
spread, that would not be the most shocking thing in the world. So I'd rather go for first half stuff.
All right. Yeah. Not really anything on the player props I want to dabble in this game with just the I'm projecting them to win by like 25, 30 points. So yeah, I don't want to play with too much there.
I see No Casuals asking how the Sun became so bad. Tanking. That's what happened. Tanking. They were the team that would always finish in basically the conference finals and lose. And they said, why don't we just get rid of everybody? Our coach, our best players, we'll just nuke the entire team and we'll start from scratch. So they blew the team up. That's why this team's that bad.
And every year, the bottom of the WNBA looks horrible. Whatever team that
Yep.
is, that team like Dallas looked really, really bad last year. 2 years ago, it was the Fever, looked horrible.
Mhm.
Like the Mercury, when they were the bottom, they look like when the bottom of the WNBA really looks like a team that can't play basketball.
Pretty much.
But just put that in your mind. Like you know how the bottom of the NBA like looks horrible, like the bottom of the WNBA looks really, really bad.
I know you might end up seeing some bad teams. Mabry comes back and maybe they'll find ways to win at the end of the year. This team's not getting to 10. They're probably not getting to 8. Are we looking at like a 5-39 team? Is that a possibility here? Because if it feels like if they trade some people at the deadline,
The only two teams that I think that they could beat are the
the
Wings and the
Wings,
Sky.
yeah. I'll throw the Sparks in maybe for one game. Maybe the Sparks are dumb enough to pull that off.
I don't think they. I think the Sparks size really, really is going to fuck with them.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm just saying if we're going by teams that in theory could end up losing to this team, I think that the Sparks would be up there too. But we saw them almost beat the Lynx earlier this year when Mabry was healthy. They might trade Mabry at this point. Do they trade Tina Charles? I don't know. What's the point of her being there?
Yeah,
I don't know. But this team legitimately could win like 5 or 6 games. They're that bad.
but we have an under on the win total, so I'm not complaining.
Oh, I know. I'm saying that one.
I mean that's already in the check
I
pile.
feel good
That
about
one,
that
yeah,
one.
that one's already in the. I haven't even been paying attention to this. I don't even remember
You
what
haven't
the
needed
number
to.
is. I don't remember what the number is. I haven't paid attention. I know we're good there.
Yeah.
There are some other things that need my attention right
If
now.
they end up winning 8 or 9 games, I would be shocked.
You know who also needs my attention? Because this one could cash my lowest win total. Because my lowest win total was 8.5 for my Golden State Valkyries.
I already won.
Ah,
I'd 7.5.
oh,
So.
congrats, Scott.
Thank you. Feels good.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't do anything. I found $200 on the floor, and I just picked it up. So I said thank you.
No, South Carolina would get destroyed by the Sun right now. They don't have any. South Carolina doesn't have anybody that could guard Tina Charles, so they would get destroyed by the Sun right now.
Well, the counterpoint would be besides Tina, who's doing anything on that team.
No, Sanaya will still get off on. I think Sanaya will still get off on. Like Sanaya just got.
I'm actually not as well versed on South Carolina's team this upcoming season. I actually don't know how good they're going to be. They're always good under Dawn, but
Joyce Edwards, Chloe Kitt's still there. You got a good. You just and you got what's her name coming in. The guard from Columbia playing with Raven Johnson again, or not from Columbia. I think they're from Atlanta.
I'm also confused though. South Carolina, I thought Dawn was taking the Knicks job.
You know, the Knicks. I don't know why people are taking the Knicks serious. Like they're at this point, the Knicks are putting information out there just
The Knicks just throw names out at this point.
around people. Like they're literally. Yeah. Has everybody seen? So the names that have been attached officially from Shams have been attached to the New York Knicks job: Jason Kidd, Ime Udoka, Dawn Staley.
Well, they called a bunch of other teams and they hung up the phone. I've heard rumors about maybe Jenkins, stuff like that, but like I'm not going to turn this into a Knicks thing, but the point is the Knicks might be setting themselves up to sign some random assistant And the argument is, well, we tried. We
Yeah,
tried a bunch of different
they're just
whatever.
throwing names out there
Yeah,
and watching the media have a frenzy
pretty
and
much.
laughing. Like
But
they're just
Dawn was
trolling.
actually having her name thrown out there by a couple of sources. Will she get the job? No. But I'm just kind of being facetious here. There are some rumors that her name has been involved in that coaching search, whatever that means. So,
All right, back to talking about my Valkyries going up against Seattle Storm. I'm not to stop calling them Golden State. You refer to them at first as my. Even when you're talking to them, when you're talking about them to somebody else, you need to say my Valkyries, regardless. So my Valkyries going up against Seattle Storm. My Valkyries are catching 5.5. 157.5 is total. I think Team A is still out, and Carla Leite is still out as well. Let me double check that. Oh no, so Tim Fagbile is not on the injury report, but Carla is still out. Lexi Brown's still out. That's it. So, I mean, rinse and repeat. We're still going, and we're on a heater. +2.5, +3, +3 is some shops in the first half for the Valkyries. Add that to the card. Now, Seattle actually defensively hasn't been the best. 81 points to the Sun.
yeah.
That's and then you look at the 94 to Indiana on the road. You let a road Indiana team score 94 at home. They've given up 83 to Vegas. Like, shoot, even the Liberty team that didn't have Sabrina Ionescu, didn't have Jocko Jones, didn't have Leone Fibic, still scored 79, almost 80 points. Haven't been the best defensive efforts from the Seattle Storm here. And I'm going to tell you one thing. If the Valkyries are going to do anything, they're going to play defense.
Yep.
So you add that, you give this Valkyries offense that is very clean, sound, plays good team basketball, moving the ball around. It's not about one person. They're going to put up points if you let them. I think this is a wrong team favorite. Legit, the Valkyries are great at home. You look at the Valkyries; they are 7-2 against the spread at home this season. They are 6-3 straight up. If this is a game where the Valkyries are up for majority of the game, it is going to take some type of Skylar / NECA masterclass or a Gabby masterclass at the end of the game to kind of pull them into a win. Maybe, but I think the Valkyries are in a very good spot to win this game outright.
They beat this team already when they're missing half their players in Seattle. So, I think I was in Seattle. Is that in Golden State?
Let's see. It was in Golden State.
It was in Golden State. But the point is, they were shorthanded. It was right when people started leaving, and they still won the game anyway. I like Golden State. Yes, they did lose to the Liberty at home. That was a very close game. They could have won that. Beat Chicago. It was a close game, but Reese went crazy on the boards. Valkyries' offense, besides Kayla Thorne, really didn't do much for the game. The Storm have been very good lately, but I've seen Golden State at home. I don't want to fade Golden State at home. So I'll go Valkyries and I'll go from there, but that's kind of where I'm at.
Breaking news, Scott, over in the men's NBA. Malik Beasley under investigation by U.S. District Attorney's Office on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets.
Did you watch that Knicks series?
I believe it. I believe it. He's going to jail. He's going to jail, Scott. He's going to jail. Oh, the Terry Rozier one, it was fun. It was a good little ha-ha, he after the whole Jonte Porter. Malik Beasley did it. I promise you he did it.
Do you have any specific moments, or is it just the
Yes.
entire Knicks series merged into one?
Yes, the Knicks series. There was a game. Oh, which game was it that I know. Wait, hold on.
I forgot what happened at the end of that series.
There was one game
did he miss the shot at the end? Or did he drop the ball?
He sold.
How did that series end though? Did Beasley miss the 3-pointer or did he drop the ball? Didn't he drop the ball?
Yeah.
Like a perfect pass by Cade?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Which game? Wait, hold on. I'm going. I got to look at the stat line. Damn it.
From what I remember, he was actually pretty good
Which game
towards the
was it?
end of that series, but he was terrible in the beginning of that
And it
series.
was another game in the season. It was another game in the season. I want to go. I want to go read the thing because if I read it, maybe it'll jog my memory. It was another game in the season that I bet on him, and he did some. Oh, it was some fuckery, Scott. Which one of these? Where's
By
this
the way,
at?
for reference, from games 2 through 5 of that series, Beasley shot a total of. Sorry, I'm going to do this right now.
It was game 2.
Okay, so he was 8 for 34 from games 2 through 5. 8 for 34 from the floor. And
Yo,
then he dropped the ball in the last possession.
what was that other? Oh, I gotta go back into the. I might gotta go back into the archives because if these line up with the date that I bet Beasley, I'm about to file a class action lawsuit. And I'm.
That actually happened in tennis one time.
Oh, really?
I tweeted out, I was watching some random BS like minor league tennis thing, and I tweeted out like 3 years ago, this person's absolutely just punting this match. Like there's like no doubt in my mind the person's punting the match. Bet against them. I was a live betting. Just betting against them made some money. A report came out 3 years later naming the exact date and said this person was match fixing. And I retweeted my post going like, I knew. I
Mhm.
was there. So yeah, maybe that happened, but Beasley, look, he's made a lot of money, and he got paid a decent contract, but damn, it would not surprise me if he was actually throwing some game.
Yeah, I, I believe it. I believe it. Oh, uh, home to Cleveland. Home to Cleveland, February 5th. He was 1 for 8, 0 for 6 from 3. I bet on him that day.
So do you consider people that are actually punting games and props or everything, is that a bad shooting game, or is that a suddenly my back is hurting me, I'm out of here?
I don't know because he only played 24 minutes that game and he was killing. He was killing. Like yes, okay, he had that one off game, but I remember because he was killing to that point. Like listen to the games around that 2 point game. But previous to that, he had 18, 19, 9, 20, 19, 18, 19, 17, 14. And then after the 2 point game, because this is what had me hot. After the 2 point game, plays Philly 36.
Yeah, he also had a Pacers game in January where he had 3 points on one of Philly shooting.
Yo,
So
yo, he did it. He did it. Your man's is going to jail. Your man's is going to jail. What 50 say he did that shit. Guilty as fuck. Definitely. All right, back to the yeah, my Valkyries are winning this outright.
I think that the Storm once again can win this game, but there's no value. Golden State's too good at home.
Yeah. All right. If you want a storm number, look for it live.
Yeah.
Because I think the Valkyries are gonna be up at half. Total, give me I don't know. The Storm defense actually hasn't been good.
Yeah, it does not. Valkyries team total over?
Yeah, definitely. All right, player props.
KT?
It's so hard with the Valkyries because it could be anybody.
It could be anybody, but Thornton seems to have become the main focal point here. She has scored at least 16 points in 8 of the last 9 games. Or no, sorry, 7. I'm going to actually do the math quickly. Yeah, 7 of the last 8 games. She's had at least 16 points. In the first meeting, she had 22. So KT has seemed to become the alpha when it comes to scoring. So I don't mind KT points.
I keep waiting for the tip go off game. I keep waiting and it doesn't happen. And I'm tired of like playing around with the ladder and not getting it. But she's been consistent. 12 and a half points is minus 120 right now. She's been over 12 and a half in her last 4 games. And since coming back with the injury, she's been really good, really solid. Back in the starting lineup. I'm going to go tip Hayes again over 12 and a half points.
All right.
Anything else? Storm, you want to play with anything on the Storm? I mean, of course, Gabby. Like, I don't need to say that though. Well,
Yeah, do you want any thoughts on Diggins or no?
yeah, Gabby's at 22 and a half. You can still play it at 22 and a half. She could have a big game. I'm concerned. Maybe the Valkyries block up defensively, but Skylar. It seems like the offense has decided that it's funneling between those 3 players: NECA, Skylar, Gabby, and
Yep.
then everybody else kind of get it where you fit in.
I'm fine with that approach, but it's definitely noticeable.
All right. Let's see here. Lock, dog, underdog, lock. The name broke, don't fix it. Dream money line. Or should I just take the team total? Nah, I'm gonna take the money line because they be playing. They force themselves into under games at home sometimes. So we'll take the money line here. Dream get the win after a really good game against the Minnesota Lynx. Dog. Valkyries. Do I just wanna? Yeah, Valkyries first half plus 170.
All right. For my lock, I'm actually gonna go back to some props here. I'm gonna go with AT. Give me AT over 8.5 assists at minus 118. She's had at least 10 in 3 straight home games. She had 15 last game in general against the Aces. She had 13 about 2 weeks ago. So I do think it's a good spot for AT. We don't trust this Aces defense at all. Give me AT over 8.5 rebounds at minus 118. For my dog, I'm gonna go back to the me bounds. Give me Angel Reese.
Me bounce.
What it all counts the same. Rebounds, me bounds, I don't care. Cash the over. I'm going to go with Reese with 14.5 rebounds at plus 150. Default line is at 12.5. If you want to go for that, I'm fine with it. But I do think 14.5 is a good number anyway. The Sparks not exactly great at rebounding, and I think you're. Or sorry, that was points. My bad. Her rebounds you can find at 14.5 at plus 195. Much better price. You're looking at the Sparks allowing the fourth most rebounds to opposing centers. She's had at least 17 rebounds in 3 straight. Cardoso's still out. Good enough for me. Give me Angel Reese, me bounds over 14.5 at plus 195.
All right.
Why would I reinvent the wheel here? She's been going crazy.
Underdog.
Run back, Reese rebounds again.
Yeah.
Pace is there. It's the matchup you want.
And like, first of all, the drive is there
Yeah.
because if you just look, Angel Reese is the hardest, and that's why I'd be like, dang, like I understand like not maybe liking her like as a personality. Like some people don't like her as a personality. You don't have to like everybody, but like she's literally the hardest working player on the court every time. Like the rebounds aren't coming because like she's getting subbed into the game late and get some spare rebounds. Like no, she's actually give me that shit. Like like taking it from people. And I just don't think Hamby or Stevens have the drive that even keep up with that. 12.5 higher. Let's see. We can go. Where do we want to go? AT?
I'm fine with AT. You want to go for the RA this time? Or the PRA? Just pick her to have a
So
solid game.
0.89. 0.89 school. 15.5 higher.
That's fine.
All right, 15.5 higher RA for AT. And oh, I forgot the Commissioner's Cup final is on Tuesday. We can cheat and go Gabby, or we can go. Well, I don't want anything in Connecticut, Minnesota.
I mean, Gab. When we expect Gabby to play
We can
solid.
go with
I was going to say, do you want to go with somebody in the dream game?
Yo, they have 2.5. They have. I'm sorry. They have Bree Jones at offensive rebounds 2.5.
Yeah, let's do that.
Not saying to play it, but I just no. I'm not saying to play it. But
You
want to
do it?
Like,
we can.
I've never seen. I don't even. I didn't. First of all, I have to go back and even look at what Bree Jones is doing offensive rebounding wise.
I saw somebody mentioning earlier Griner rebounds at 4.5 has actually been a pretty solid over recently. She's had at least 6 rebounds in 3 of the last 4.
Good luck. Hope you have a good time with that. I mean, I'm not doing it. That's like me betting Rudy Gobert. Like,
yeah.
I can't do that prop. I would rather.
That's exactly like you betting Rudy Gobert, by the way.
Yeah. Like I'm not playing it. I would take Bree Jones points and rebounds. Let's do that. Or we can spike. The double is not fairly priced on Underdog. All right, yeah, Bree Jones points and rebounds.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Bridge Jones higher, 20.5 points and rebounds. Angel Reese higher, 12.5 rebounds. And AT higher, 15.5 rebounds and assists. Add that in Underdog, shake it up. You're going to get 5.34x. $100 gets you $534 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, anything else for the people before we get up out of here?
Not really. A fun episode. I'll be back once again later on this upcoming week. Besides that, I got a baseball show today, NBA for the draft recap, and I got tennis later. So I got a bunch
Whew.
of shows. So
Yeah.
keep me busy.
At Rush Hour Radio on X, make sure you give him a follow. I'm at really real __. Make sure you go give us a 5-star rating review. We really, really need it wherever you get podcasts. So go just head over to your podcast search engine, give us a follow, give us a review real quick. And on YouTube, comment, subscribe, like, all of that stuff. Definitely get into likes. And yeah, nothing else say, nothing else do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just got to end it like this. Malik Beasley 100% did that shit, Scott. We're out of here.